Who gets a free pass to be a voyeur? The answer, a blind man. And Akash is a blind man. Every day, he pops in his special white contact lenses, and the entire world blurs into a haze. With his cane, he walks into the homes of strangers, officially to tune their pianos. But really, he's playing a much more thrilling score, peeping into people's lives. He thought it was the perfect game, never imagining that the next door he knocked on would be the doorway to hell. One day, he arrives at a luxury apartment. The woman who opens the door is perfectly put together, but her eyes are like a startled rabbit's, desperately trying to block his way. Thanks to an accidental assist from a next-door neighbor, he finally gets inside. Akash walks over to the grand piano. The moment his fingers touch the keys, a smooth melody fills the room. But out of the corner of his eye, he catches a sight that makes his blood run cold. In the corner, the man of the house is lying on his back in a growing pool of dark red. The music stops dead. A cold sweat breaks out on his forehead, but his face has to remain a mask of perfect calm. He's trapped at a crime scene. On instinct, he flees to the one place he thinks is safe, the police station. "I need to report a murder," he gasps, out of breath. Just as he's about to give the details, an officer turns to face him. In that instant, Akash feels all the blood freeze in his veins. It's him. A horrifying image flashes him back to the crime scene. That same face, holding a gun, giving him a silent warning with his eyes. Ice-cold fear grips his throat. Under the officer's scrutinizing gaze, he stammers out the most absurd lie of his life. My cat has been murdered." He just walked himself right into the lion's den. And just as he'd expect, the helpful police chief insists on escorting him home personally. The real test is just beginning. Right as he walks in, the chief clocks the newspaper. He picks it up and scoffs. Since when do blind guys read? Akash tenses up, but plays it cool. Nah, that's just for the cat to do its business on. The chief accepts the explanation with a grin that doesn't reach his eyes. The answer was flawless, but the blind man's perfect composure just makes him want to kill. He knows he has to use the most extreme method to rip this guy's disguise apart. Suddenly, he grabs a fruit knife and, without warning, hurls it straight at Akash's head. The knife practically grazes his temple, but he can't move. A single flinch, and he'd be dead. Akash just won his bet. He passed the test, but a much more dangerous loose end is quietly closing in. Because he isn't the only one who saw the truth. At the husband's funeral, the old neighbor finds a cop and tells him she saw a suspicious man lurking around on the day of the murder. Later, that cop reports this conversation to the chief. The next day, the wife, having heard about this, knocks on the old woman's door, complaining of a headache and asking for some medicine. The kind old woman, completely unsuspecting, rushes to help her. In that instant, with all her strength, she shoves the frail old woman straight over the balcony. And Akash, arriving at that exact moment, sees the whole thing. Another witness erased from the world, and the blind man, who knows all their secrets, is their next target.